I think you know something, Mona.
What?
I think you're doing it on purpose.
Moaning Mona is trying to find a new husband.
Oh, she might be. That's her mating call. All right. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm Miranda, and this is Nick.
Oi.
Welcome to the Ranting Podcast. And we're here for another, I guess, halfway named Am I the Asshole Files episode.
I think we just get rid of those because it gives us a lot more flexibility.
Yeah, we tend to get a little random sometimes.
Yeah.
By we, I mean me. That's fine. I take full ownership.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's mostly, yeah.
We can be honest here. That's what we're all here for. We're all friends. It's all right.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it gives us flexibility not only because it's not always Am I the Asshole stories.
That's true,
You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I don't
it just
know
doesn't
how
make
else
sense.
to introduce it. So I guess we're just here for the Ranting Podcast.
Yeah, episode 133.
And we're going to talk. I guess you're going to find out what it is in a minute. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Pretty much. It is pretty wild that we're at 133 though.
Yeah, it's been some time.
By the end of the year, I think we're definitely gonna bust 200, which is wild.
Yeah, if you
It's wild to think
can
about.
Do that math, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I'll trust what you have to say about it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that we're gonna be that high though. You know.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, how you doing today? Do you have anything to rant or rave about?
I mean, I have a lot to fucking rant about, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's a long day. It was
Same.
a long day. It was it's Tuesday, but it's very much a Monday.
It felt very much like a Monday.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I felt like there was a lot of things. It was almost like the Murphy's Law was trying to get into the day, or it's like almost everything that could go wrong did. But I was like, okay, it's fine. We're gonna rebound. We're gonna make this fucking work. And for the most part, just like few hours behind on my day, no big deal.
Yeah. Well, at least you recovered. That's good. I guess mine wasn't so much like Murphy Law day.
Yeah.
But it was definitely towards the end of it.
Yeah, just all these things started happening.
Yeah,
like da 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 da.
Especially digital shit, like
Yeah.
electronics and like shit that's supposed to just work.
Yeah.
And doesn't work is very frustrating.
Welcome to my world.
Well, that's no.
Because electronics never fucking work.
I guess
for
it wasn't
me.
electronics. It was more just like applications,
Same.
if you will. But yeah.
Yeah, because I had the same issue. That was when I was editing. I spent spent like a good hour editing a video, and I should have fucking known. I should have known it was gonna mess up because it was starting to get a little glitchy, and I was like, ooh, I should probably just save. And then I was like, oh, I'm almost done. Let me just finish, and then I can download it. And I finished it, and I went to do the download, and it wouldn't fucking it froze.
Damn.
And I was like,
that's the worst.
And no matter what I did, I restarted my computer. I cleared out all my fucking cache and cookies, all that bullshit and everything. And an hour and a half, 2 hours later, finally, I got it to work.
Damn.
And I was like, thanks.
Yeah. It's
just
the worst.
annoying. So,
and it's not even especially when you're troubleshooting for that long, it's not even like a sigh of relief.
No, because
you know what I mean. It's just I wasted all that fucking time doing this
for something
when you should have worked.
It was
hours
already
ago.
done.
Yeah.
That's the thing that pissed me off. Oh,
That's the
because
worst.
first when I went back into it, I was when it first started loading, it went back to what it originally was. So it looked like everything that I had worked on was gone.
Ooh.
So that's why at first I was like, there's just about to be no fucking videos today because I was about to just be done with it. And then I was like, no, gotta get something. So just, but
that's annoying.
Yeah. Digital things were not either of our friends today.
No, not at all.
I don't know. And then I've also, this too, speaking of, I'm this this. Everybody look at this. There's no fucking space there. I'm this fucking close to locking my hair. I'm sick of this shit.
Do it.
Sick of it.
I knew this was coming. I called this when we took your braids out.
Yeah. So if anybody knows of a loctician in Colorado Springs,
You gotta search it. Give it a Google.
I have been searching, but like either I'm locking it or I'm shaving it. One of the two, and I'm so fucking done. I don't even want to go back to braids. I just want to be
I wonder
done.
if any listeners have any experience with locks.
Yeah,
that they can kind of.
That would be great if anybody could give me some personal testimonies. That would be amazing.
Specifically, locks compared or versus braids.
Yeah,
because you've done braids, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm definitely just ready to, I don't know, move on from my hair in its current status.
I mean, like I said, with the braids, we know that it's good for 8 weeks. Typically, you got to leave it out for 2 weeks just to let your hair.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, and then it only takes us what? So you go get it done, and then we have to take it out, which takes about 6 hours. So I mean that, right, compared to locks, if anybody could shed some light on, what that looks like.
It takes a very long time to install them. Like sometimes it takes days. Yeah, because like
days.
Yeah, because the process to do it.
Oh.
Yeah. So especially depending on how much hair you have. And I've been watching a lot of videos and doing a lot of research on it because I am leaning so far in that direction.
To locks?
Yeah.
You have to sit for days?
Yeah, depending on how I don't know. It just depends.
That's insane.
Who does it, how you do it,
how
many people you have doing it, I guess.
Look up a locksmith.
Oh my God.
A loctician, whatever they're called.
Fucking locksmith.
And get the information. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, on that locksmithing note,
I don't know.
Before we jump into the stories, again, I'd like to remind everyone that you are free to write in your stories to us. You can either send them by email, send them in through Reddit, and then, of course, please comment and tell us what you think about the stories because we've been having so much fun reading what you guys have to say and talking about it in the background.
They're coming through pretty consistently too.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of submissions.
Yeah, and people are really funny too. So I've definitely been laughing my ass off at a lot of them as well. So yeah, keep up the fun work.
Yeah,
it's certainly entertaining, and
it's definitely fun talking about them.
Yeah, well, it makes us feel a little bit more worth it when you get like the chatter going and everything. You get people to talk to and stuff like that. So
especially when you can't keep up with comments.
Yeah, that too.
Like a daily basis.
Well, I just try to pop in when I can and get a good chuckle, add some of my own.
Yeah.
But all right. Well,
what you got?
Do you have anything else that you'd like to add before I start?
No, let's get into it.
All righty.
What you got?
So our first story is titled, "Am I the asshole for wanting to impose boundaries on my neighbor?"
Okay.
My husband, 54, my mother-in-law, 80, and I, 55, just moved out of state 1,200 miles away. We found the perfect house, a half-acre, screened-in patio with saltwater pool and a separate bungalow for my mother-in-law. Prior to selling our old house, but after closing on the new house, my husband had traveled to the new house to do some repairs prior to us moving in. While there, he met several of our new neighbors. One of them told my husband that the previous owner had passed away, and he was heartbroken because they were good friends and very close to his family. Once we moved to the new home, the neighbors stopped in that very night with his wife to say hi and introduce themselves. We were all very tired from the drive down, so my husband told them that we were going to get settled in, but to stop by any time to hang out so we could get to know each other. The following evening, they came by again and went on and on about how the previous owner, who had passed away, always welcomed them into her home, let them use the pool, let them, or guests of theirs, stay in the bungalow, and followed up all of these stories with pictures of them and their children in our house. I didn't think much of it other than they missed her. Since then, the husband randomly stops by unannounced at any time from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., opening the gate to our backyard and the door to our patio, and just sits down and makes himself at home. At times, he'll invite his wife or kids to join him. Sometimes we're in the pool or are having breakfast or winding down to go to bed. One time, my mother-in-law said she was uncomfortable because she had just gotten up, was in her pajamas, and didn't have her teeth in. Yep. I mentioned it to my husband, so we started locking the door to the patio. Now, my husband and I are flying back home for my family's reunion. My mother-in-law, who is very independent, has zero issue with staying at home for a few days by herself, but is concerned about the neighbor just stopping by while we're away. I told her to lock the gate while we're away so he can't just walk into the yard. I told my husband this, and he seemed kind of upset, stating that since he had already told the neighbor to stop by whenever he wanted, he didn't want to be inhospitable and look like a jerk by telling him not to or by locking the gate. I went behind his back and told her to lock the gate anyway if that made her feel more comfortable. So who's the asshole here? My husband for not wanting to appear unneighborly, me for going behind his back about locking the gate while we're away, or our neighbor for taking advantage of my husband's open invitation?
Goodness. Okay. What's the original question?
The original question was, am I the asshole for wanting to impose boundaries on my neighbor?
Okay. So which one are we doing? We're doing the first one or the last four?
I feel like the last four are
Okay.
more relevant to the story, honestly.
I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
I don't think, okay, so we'll start with the first one, which was, is the husband an asshole for having the open invitation? Was that the first one?
Yeah. Is my husband the asshole for not wanting to appear unneighborly?
Okay. So I don't think so. Definitely wanting to, keep the peace, especially if you are, by nature a friendly person.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that, but everybody has to have boundaries. Mm-hmm. And especially like if your wife and especially like your mom or mother-in-law.
It's her mother-in-law, so his mom.
Okay. So your mom is uncomfortable, right? There's obviously kind of a breach. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's an asshole for being neighborly, but he's just being a little bit too neighborly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I get that the previous owner did all these things, but I'm not the fucking previous owner.
Yeah.
So I would definitely get floodlights.
Yeah,
security lights and locks, and I would secure my house.
Yeah.
And make it clear that you can come over, but you need to call first. Or something
definitely.
Like that.
And you absolutely can't just walk in.
No.
Like you need to
to set that boundary.
Ring the doorbell.
And the next one was the wife asking if she was an asshole, right?
Yes. Am I the asshole for going behind his back about locking the gate while we're away?
The way that you said it, I think makes you 100% not an asshole. Because you said, if you're uncomfortable, then lock it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, I think that has the best intentions in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you were, kind of going around his opinion, but at the same time, if she doesn't feel safe, I would have done the same exact thing.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
if you don't feel comfortable, by all means, go lock that gate. Exactly. Yeah. But I'm always a advocate for a united front. Between spouses. Mm-hmm. So I would say you guys need to get on the same page. I don't think that you were an asshole by kind of going around him.
I think this would definitely be not necessarily, I guess, I don't even know. I suppose maybe an ultimatum. I don't know if that's the right word to use.
I don't think so.
Because I don't think that there would be any compromise. It would just be we're locking that gate. Just hands down, we're locking the gate. Yeah. Yeah, there isn't a real...
putting your foot down.
There's no compromise there of maybe we can leave it. No. We're leaving. Your mother is uncomfortable. Yeah. Also, I don't want them coming in our yard unannounced whenever they fucking feel like it. We're locking the gates.
Exactly.
So, that's why I don't think it's... I agree with the united front, but, you gotta be on my front. You know what I mean? In this specific scenario,
100%.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He needs to get on
exactly
the right sheet of music.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean? And I understand that you want to, and this is a conversation they should have. I understand you want to be friendly and you want to be neighborly.
Yes.
And that could pay dividends. in the future. You know what I mean? That really could, because it seems like it could be a good relationship. It just, there's a boundary issue right now.
Yes.
And I would recommend don't nuke the relationship. So I can understand, I can see that kind of
how he feels it might the backlash from the neighbor.
But if you approach it with, tact, if you will.
Yeah.
I think if you approach it right, you can word it, you can structure it, to where it's not going to nuke the relationship, but you can actually still, you got to have boundaries.
I mean, definitely.
It's your home.
I would absolutely, I mean, I would definitely tell him, like, you're going to have to be, because you're the one that opened it up to him. You need to be the one that's got to, like, close it back up now.
Yeah.
So whether you need to explain, like, hey, I have 2 women living in my home and they're not comfortable with this man coming in and out when they're not aware of, like, what's going on. Like, God forbid I'm just getting out of the shower and my clothes are in the dryer and I come out in a towel or something and you're sitting in the fucking patio. Like, come on. And that's, I feel like that's kind of an exagerated example, but still.
Not at all. I don't think so.
But
that's, depending on the kind of layout of the house, you know what I mean? Like, that's
what I'm saying. If you have, like, big windows right there or something, or even a sliding glass door that's not always covered. And, like, absolutely. There's no compromise or anything for me. It's 100% we're locking the gate, and you need to, like, rescind that open invitation that you put out there, because I'm not comfortable with this situation and I'm not going to live like this.
He definitely needs to the easiest solution, even if you don't do all the other security measures, which I think I just go to that just because I do it for us. Security lights, and I think most people nowadays,
I think so,
security system and locks and just basic safety stuff, right, for your own
basic
home.
Precautions.
Exactly. But I think, the number one thing that needs to happen even before all that, at least like addressing the neighbor issue, is just having the conversation that, hey, I need you to call before you come over.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's the number one thing for me, above anything else. Because now that I think about it, like, if you immediately install floodlights after this conversation and you're trying to save the relationship, that may be a little aggressive. I would do it myself, but because he's already kind of on the fence about being too aggressive, that may not be the right solution for them.
Yeah.
But at the very least, you need to let him know that he needs to call before he comes onto your property.
Yes, absolutely.
But wasn't there a third or fourth question too? Or no?
Is the neighbor the asshole for taking advantage of my husband's open invitation?
I mean, it's an open invitation.
And
he's used to that.
Yeah.
I almost think there's no assholes here.
Ooh.
I'm kind of leaning more towards that, because I can't really see. So the husband's not really an asshole, because in my opinion, he's just being neighborly. A brand new neighbor. Like, I'm not like this, right? But I know some people that do want to be neighborly, you know what I mean? And want to, like, know their neighbors and, have fucking block parties, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I can see why he wants to save that, save face or whatever you want to call it. So I don't think he's the asshole. I don't think the wife's the asshole for going around him, because, she was just looking out for your mother.
Exactly.
And if there's a time and place to kind of, like, go around you like that, this is it. Protect your mother, your kids, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, she did it for a great reason. So I wouldn't call her an asshole for that. And the neighbor, I don't think you can call an asshole, because you gave him literally an open invitation.
Literally, after he sat there and was like, "Oh, we had all this open access," and you were like,
and you're like, "Yeah, let's continue that." Like, the fuck?
Like, he just listened to what you told him. He should have shut up.
I think there's no assholes here.
That's actually an interesting verdict. I think I agree.
I can't find an asshole in this.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I guess so. I was thinking that if anybody was the asshole, it was probably the husband, because he was like, "Oh yeah, come over anytime. No big deal."
I wouldn't call him an asshole for being friendly.
Exactly.
Unless he was endangering somebody.
Well, that's what I was saying, is that, like, I just wasn't looking at it as, like, no assholes here. I was just only looking at it as, like, not the
yes
asshole, or
yeah.
you're the asshole,
right.
or, like, who. But yeah, I do think that I like no assholes here, just because, you're all semi correct.
I mean, yeah, like you all did it with.
Like everybody has
this doesn't
things that
need,
you're right about.
This doesn't need to be a drastic like nuke the whole fucking relationship thing. Like it can be like everybody just needs to come to kind of the same sheet of music.
Yeah,
right?
I absolutely wouldn't be happy about the open invitation, but I would give the husband an opportunity to fix that.
Of course.
And like, go talk to the neighbor and everything like that. If he continues to refuse and be like, oh, I don't want to be unneighborly, then he's the ass.
The husband.
Yes.
I don't see why he would, but.
No, I'm just saying in
that's fair.
like these different scenarios.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I do like no assholes.
If he were to push back, if the husband were to push back and be like, no, the invitation, like he puts his foot down and he's like, no, the invitation is gonna stay. Then you're in asshole territory because now it's gonna be a fight because in my opinion is a fucking unnecessary fight. Like what are we fighting about right now?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but again, we're not. I think we're way ahead of ourselves with that one because that interaction hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
He did say, you know what I mean, that he wanted to be neighborly and whatever. But like it could have just been like, especially when you get some people that get in front of somebody and are people pleasers.
I have never, ever given anybody an open invitation to our home.
Not that. But you say something in front of somebody and then you leave that situation. And you're like, I shouldn't have said that. Or I shouldn't have agreed to that. Or something like that.
Oh, I guess.
You know what I mean? That could be what's happening here is that he was just like, he was sitting in front of this person and trying to be friendly. And then he's just like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And then walked away from the scenario or the situation. And then like, fuck, what did I just do?
Damn.
Yeah. See, like, well, I didn't want to fucking go to that party or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that could be what happened. You know what I mean? So I don't think we're to the point where the husband's an asshole because he can still correct, just like you said.
Exactly.
He can still rescind.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll take the opportunity to have that conversation with the neighbor, and hopefully the neighbor won't be a fucking weirdo about it, because it's all fine and dandy that you were like close with your previous neighbor, but like, sorry, honey, she's gone and we are not her. So
100%.
This is my house now.
And I would also like my kind of I guess rebuttal, I guess you can call it, is that if the husband did have, and again, we're not to this point, but if it did get to that point where he's like, no, I don't want to rescind, then as the wife, I would be like, okay, well, we're getting a security system. If you're not going to rescind that, that's fine, but we're going to get floodlights. We're going to get fucking aggressive about it to make sure that they don't come on this property.
I'm going to start locking the gate.
Which one do you want to do?
You can be the one to explain it, or even if they ask me, I don't give a shit. I'll be like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this.
Regardless,
my husband never should have invited you to do that.
Regardless, that neighbor is going to know that there is a boundary issue. So either you can do it your way, or we can do it my way.
Well, hopefully everybody's cool about it, so we don't have another Am I the Asshole story about am I the asshole for putting up floodlights to keep my neighbor out of my backyard.
Am I the asshole for shooting my neighbor in the middle of the night?
Oh my God!
Trespassing. You know what I mean?
Jesus. Well, I mean,
especially if I walk like downstairs or whatever the situation is, and there's just a fucking random person.
Oh, I'm going to scream.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you need to,
Yeah. No.
I don't know what state this is, but you got to be careful.
That's what I was going to say, is if it's like fucking Florida,
fucking Texas,
you might get yourself in some trouble.
But I don't think we're to that point. You can easily save this relationship, but you got to boundaries.
Yes.
Fucking boundaries.
I agree. So I've got 3 comments.
Okay.
They were not as generous as us saying no assholes here.
Oh, okay.
So the first one said, not the asshole. Your house is in a public park. Walking in unannounced from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. is not neighborly. It's boundary stomping. Lock the gate.
Well, okay, except you gave them an open invitation to do so, but okay.
Number 2.
Fucking Reddit.
Your husband is the asshole for saying people he doesn't even know are welcome anytime in your shared home. Good fences make good neighbors. I like that.
Good fences make good neighbors, huh?
I feel like that's true.
Yeah, that's not a bad saying.
I think that's why I like our neighbors.
Because we have fences.
We have good fences.
Okay, all right. That's
Your
funny.
husband needs to tell these neighbors they need to be invited over. Their behavior is not good for your entire household. Husband can go visit them at their house if he's so keen to get to know them.
I mean, yeah.
And then the last one said, not the asshole. There's a difference between saying, stop by whenever, to encourage neighborly affection and having a bit of community whereby you're not strangers to your neighbors, and allowing your neighbors to just come around and use your home as an extension of theirs.
Yeah.
Your mother-in-law is an elderly woman in a new environment by herself, and she deserves to feel secure in the home while you two aren't there. Locking the gate is beyond a reasonable measure for her to take.
100%, yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think, I mean.
Yeah, there wasn't
that's
a whole lot of like debate in the comments, honestly. But the one, the asshole one that I found was the one calling the husband the asshole.
Okay.
But you know, I try to get like some variations in there. But really, everybody was pretty much in agreement that like you're not the asshole for not wanting him to have free roam and pretty much everything that we said.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and it's always hard when like they do the original question.
Yeah.
And this is actually the first one where I can't think of another one in 133 fucking episodes. I can't think of one where the original question wasn't as good as the end questions. And we always go back to the original question.
Well,
this one was like, well, hold on. Those are pretty, I mean.
Exactly.
Let's break it down, you know?
According to the original question, I still don't think that OP's the asshole. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to impose boundaries on your neighbor. But I just felt like after reading through it, the final questions that she had in here were more applicable.
Yeah,
So
I think so too. I like breaking down all of them though.
Yeah,
again,
just go
it's
down
like the layers of an onion.
line by line.
You just gotta fucking peel it back. But no, I stand firm on the no assholes here because
I like that one. I think, is this the first time we've used that?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'll have to remember
probably the
that.
first story that we've
I'm gonna
had
forget
that
about
there's
it
no
in about 5 minutes. That's true. All right. Well, that was our first Am I the Asshole story.
So this is another listener submission, but it's more of an advice story than Am I the Asshole?
Okay.
Sounds like one of our ranters just need a little advice, honestly.
All right.
But I'm gonna
We're here for you.
But I'm gonna read their story the way they sent it, and we'll just go from there, and we'll figure out how we're gonna handle this, right? So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Going After My Own Grandmother's Insurance Even Though She Wasn't Responsible for the Accident? I was involved in a serious car accident where the other driver was completely at fault. I've gone through medical treatment and the legal process, and my attorney has explained that because Michigan is a no-fault state, if the at-fault driver's insurance isn't enough to fully cover my injuries and damages, I may have to file an underinsured motorist, UIM, claim through my grandparents' auto insurance policy because I was covered under it at the time of the accident.
Okay.
This is where I'm struggling. If I pursue the underinsured motorist claim, it could mean receiving additional compensation for injuries that were caused by someone else's negligence. However, it also means involving my grandmother's insurance policy, even though she had absolutely nothing to do with the accident. My biggest concern is the possibility that filing a claim through her policy could have financial consequences for her, and I feel guilty about putting her in that position. On the other hand, if I decide not to pursue the claim and the other driver's insurance isn't enough, I could end up receiving far less compensation than my case may actually be worth. It feels like I'm being forced to choose between maximizing my recovery and protecting someone I care about from potential consequences of an accident they didn't cause. I never imagined I'd be in a position where I'd have to consider making a claim involving my own grandmother's insurance because of someone else's mistake. The whole situation has left me feeling conflicted. So, am I the asshole if I go after my own grandmother's insurance in order to be fully compensated for my injuries? Or should I avoid involving her policy, even if it means accepting less than I might otherwise recover?
If your biggest concern is like them raising her policy, if you're getting a big enough claim, why don't you just pay the policy for her for like a year or two? I
think the question would be if it's even worth it at that point, because if it equals out, then why even do it?
Well, no, because
you're spending some of the money from the payouts to
I
pay
know,
off
but
the
that's
policy.
what I'm saying is that like if you're gonna get, you know, like thousands of dollars back and it's only like, I don't know, maybe a couple thousand or something, like it's a lower amount.
Okay.
Then why not? Or I mean, I don't know. It's hard to judge it because we don't know the dollar amounts of anything.
Right. That's fair.
But yeah, that would be my thing is like if you're worried about the financial consequences of it against like what she can afford and her policy and everything, if, you know, I'm assuming you're talk to a lawyer about it, I would hope.
Well, yeah, he said that the lawyer's one that told him about.
Yeah, so I would be like, is there a good likelihood that I'm going to get a decent payout from this? And if there is, then if you feel like that's something that you can cover for her, then I say go. Get that fucking claim. It was somebody else's fault. You're due that money for the accident. And if you can help her out in the meantime with it as well, then why not?
I mean, that makes sense. He's already working with an attorney. He explained that because Michigan is a no-fault state, if the at-fault driver's insurance isn't enough to fully cover my injuries and damages, I may have to file an underinsured motorist claim through my grandparents' auto insurance policy because I was covered under it at the time of the accident.
Yeah.
So he's already working with an attorney, kind of, sort of. I mean, it's not a bad course of action. You know, but I think we're, and maybe it's my kind of,
yeah, I mean, maybe there's
the lack of my knowledge, but
that's what I was gonna say.
I feel like we're kind of skipping a step because he doesn't know this yet. So let me try to find it. He doesn't know if the person's insurance is going to cover it.
Yeah, that's why
he keeps saying. So on the other hand, if I decide not to pursue the claim and the other driver's insurance isn't enough, I could end up receiving far less. So, like, I wonder if there's a way, and obviously we're going to be leaning on the comments a lot for this one to help out, you know.
Yeah, as far as, like, the insurance, I mean, I'm not an insurance broker, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know all the ins and outs of how that stuff works. I've never dealt with insurance after a car accident. I really don't have any decent advice to give just because I don't know.
Well, I have a couple things. One is that we don't want to, and one thing that I always preach, even in personal life, is don't react to something unless there's something to react to, right? So, like, if there's nothing to react to yet, if you can kind of hold off to find out what their insurance can cover, and then you can go from there, that's where I would start. Because if there's not even an issue, I mean, this may not even, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, maybe if anything, just come up with, like, you know, plan A through like D. Just to start.
Maybe, yeah.
And like, okay, if this works out, then I don't have to do this. And then if it doesn't work out, then I will have to do this. And if I can help grandma out, then I'll do this. You know, like all these different things. But without knowing the concrete information like that, like the amounts and what's covered and all this stuff.
I definitely think with the information that we do have, there are a couple things that you can do. One is obviously, just like I just said, if there's nothing to react to, you know what I mean? That's the first thing we need to figure out. The other thing is, it seems like you're keeping grandma out of the conversation. So my number 2 thing, immediately following, you know, seeing if there's actually something to react to, is see how grandma feels about it.
Exactly.
Because again, you might be in your own head for this entire thing, which is kind of what I'm sensing, is that there's just like this internal battle of like, oh my God, what do I do? We may not even have an issue here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't know if the other driver's insurance is enough, then like you have 0 things to worry about.
Yeah.
Also, if their insurance isn't enough, before you do the UIM or whatever, then you can just ask grandma how she feels about it. If she's like, no, like that's what the insurance is for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a logical person would be like, that's what insurance is for.
Exactly. She might know more about this than either of us do.
So that's another thing that I would definitely do.
I think that's a good idea.
And then just ask her again, you know, and you were under the insurance for a reason.
Yeah.
So I think you just need to see if there's something to worry about.
Were they driving grandma's car? Is that what it was?
I don't think so, no. He was just under the insurance.
Okay. Interesting.
It makes it sound like it was his car.
I don't know. I just thought maybe it was her car and that's why he was under that umbrella. But I don't know. Either way, yeah, just come up with different plans to fall back on. and rely very heavily on the information given to you from your lawyer. And then, talk to grandma and see how she's feeling about everything. Maybe she knows something you don't.
I think you're just kind of in your head, OP.
Yeah.
I think you're just kind of in your head. And
that's fair.
Which is absolutely fair because, I mean, this is a huge thing.
Yeah, it's a
to
lot
deal
of,
with.
Exactly. It's a lot of unknowns, especially if you've never been in this situation before.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
But if you're talking to a lawyer about some of this stuff, you should also talk to grandma about some of this stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And get her opinion.
Yes.
And just get all the information you possibly can from as many sources as you can, and then make an informed decision.
I agree. Yes.
But I think you submitting this as a "Am I the asshole?" story isn't appropriate, in my personal opinion, because you are absolutely in no way, shape, or form are you an asshole. I think you meant to call this an advice kind of story.
Maybe, yeah.
And I think that's what we're gonna call it. Is an advice story. I don't think.
Yeah, because I don't think you're.
We're not gonna let you. We're not gonna let anybody fucking call you an asshole for this because in no way, shape, or form is this a question. It's not even. We're not even gonna entertain a conversation about you being an asshole about this.
No.
You are trying to do the right thing, and
exactly.
that makes you a decent fucking person, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't see any way that you could be the asshole here. You're just trying to figure out the best way to approach it, and that's pretty fucking sensible to me.
Yeah, exactly. Just start talking to external sources like the lawyer and just get more information.
Yeah.
But again, we may be looking at a non-issue right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Give your granny a call. See what she's got to say.
Granny!
What should I do?
Can I use your insurance?
He already did.
That's true. All right, time for our next Am I the Asshole story.
Okay. So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Saying I Told You So to my girlfriend after she ignored my taxi advice and we had a horrible ride?
I liked it already.
Oh.
No.
I, 30 male, live in Toronto, and my girlfriend, 28 female, is from the UK. She's been living here for a while now, but we've lived in Toronto much longer. We just got back from a trip to London where I met all of her friends. The trip itself was great, but when we landed back in Toronto, we needed to grab a taxi home from the airport. Over the years, I've had hundreds of bad experiences with Toronto taxi drivers. After enough of them, I noticed there was always some particular type of drivers or car models or companies that almost always ended up being a nightmare. Whenever I see those red flags, I simply wait for the next cab. It usually takes less than 5 minutes, and ever since I started doing that, my taxi experiences have been almost entirely fine. Before we even got to the taxi rank, I told my girlfriend that if the next cab matched my red flags, I wanted to wait for another one. She rolled her eyes a bit and said I should stop judging people before they've done anything wrong. Sure enough, when we got to the front of the queue, every taxi there matched my don't get in criteria. So I said we'd just wait a few minutes. After about 5 minutes, my girlfriend got impatient. She said we'd already had a long flight, she just wanted to get home, and I was being ridiculous by refusing perfectly good taxis based on first impressions. She eventually persuaded me to just get in one. To make it even more annoying, literally as we were agreeing to get in, another taxi pulled up that did match my criteria. If we'd waited another 30 seconds, we could have taken that one instead. The ride was exactly what I expected. The driver spent most of the trip on his phone. When he wasn't talking, he had some sitcom playing on his phone on loudspeaker while driving. He missed obvious turns, took routes that made no sense, swerved around traffic, and generally made the journey longer than it needed to be. It was uncomfortable the whole way. When we finally got home, he suddenly announced that his card machine was broken. I calmly told him I only had cards. Magically, after pressing a few buttons, the machine started working again. I didn't leave a tip. The driver got annoyed and asked why there wasn't a tip and told us that in Canada, tipping is mandatory, especially by card. I told him the extra detours were your tip, paid the fare, and we got out. On the walk to the house, I told my girlfriend, this is exactly why I have that rule. I told you this would happen. She got upset and said there was no need to rub it in. She said it's still important to give people a chance instead of making assumptions about them, and that saying, I told you so after the fact was unnecessary. I don't think I was rubbing it in. I only pointed it out because this was the exact situation I'd been trying to avoid, and we'd have avoided it if we'd waited another minute. So, am I the asshole for saying I told you so to my girlfriend after she ignored my taxi advice and we had a horrible ride?
No, I don't think so at all, because this is Russia all over again. Any of our regular listeners, the Russia story about the person that warned her friend about going to Russia, you know what I mean, and gave her all of these tips about don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and then she did all of those things. This is because this guy's from Toronto, right?
Yeah, he's from there.
Okay,
but
so like he gave you, and you're from the UK, so like you're talking to a local right now. The boyfriend's a local, so like why wouldn't you listen to him? And if it only took 30 seconds for another one to come, like you should have just listened to the local. Like, I don't understand what the problem is, and I mean, I don't think you're the asshole for calling it out, because like if you would have just listened, then we didn't have to deal with all that.
I don't know. I definitely didn't. I didn't equate it to the Russia story because I thought this was a bit more dramatic than that. Honestly,
I mean, it's just a local just to a non-local is all it is.
I mean, I guess the thing that got me, though, and what actually tripped up a lot of the commenters as well, was that he was like, oh, it's this list of red flags. But then, and I guess I can just jump to it now. So the verdict was overwhelmingly, you're the asshole on Reddit.
Okay.
And the number one question in the comments was, well, what's your list of these red flags? And like, OP will not give a clear answer. And several people asked if any of the points on the list were race-based. Specifically, one interaction that kept getting reposted was a comment that said, I think people are curious if you avoid drivers of a certain ethnicity. And OP responded, not exclusively, no. It is more of a weighted probability criteria combining many factors. And those are the kind of...
See, now you're getting into like racist territory.
That's the thing.
That's the problem right there.
Exactly. Because what I didn't pick up on, like, as much as what everybody else did, was that his girlfriend was like, you need... Where does she say it? Hold on.
Give everyone a chance or something, right?
Yeah, she's like, you need to stop judging everybody based on first impressions. And, like, she says that a couple times. So that's why people were like... What is this criteria? What are you judging these taxi drivers on, bud? Because a lot of this stuff, I mean, again, he's not putting out the list either.
Right, yeah.
So that's why everybody was like, can we get some more answers and stuff? And so then the more that he kept giving these like runaround answers, like that one of, oh, it's more of a weighted probability criteria.
Okay.
Can you just say if you're judging them based on whether they're brown or not? Because right now you're making it seem pretty obvious that you are. Okay. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I don't know.
I guess the criteria. What's the original question again?
The original question was, am I the asshole for saying I told you so to my girlfriend after she ignored my taxi advice and we had a horrible ride?
Okay.
And even still, everybody's like, I feel like the way that you were complaining about the ride as well, saying that like he missed obvious turns and blah, 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 feels over dramatic a little bit, and maybe you're just looking for reasons to be mad about the ride because your girlfriend talked you into getting this cab that didn't immediately clear your criteria.
And the girlfriend didn't give us any comments, right?
There's nothing
after
from
the
girlfriend.
That's what makes it kind of hard.
All that she said was that like he didn't need to say it like that, and it's important to give people a chance instead of making assumptions about them. So that
right there, that's what makes me think that like her response would have been different if the ride was fine. So what her response is saying is that, oh, well, you don't need to rub it in. So it sounds like she agreed that it wasn't a good ride either, or else her response would have been like, what are you talking about? The ride was fine. You know what I mean?
It could be, but I still think I want to know what that criteria is.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And also, I just think OP sounds like a whiny bitch, too.
I guess. But, I mean, she was the one whining to get into the cab. You know what I mean?
No, he was the one whining about the ride and whining about, like, oh, we can't get in that cab. We can't get in that cab. We got to wait for this cab that meets my criteria.
I don't know. Maybe we need more information on what the ride was like.
Maybe.
Because I was under the impression how you read it, or how OP kind of, told the story, was that they were in agreement and they got out of the cab, and then he was like, I told you so. And she's like, you know what? You don't need to rub it in. So if she didn't agree, why would she say you don't need to rub it in? That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
This is an
I think if
interesting
he
one.
was already bitching about the ride, then she was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, let it go.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I would definitely,
That's definitely
always,
the reaction that I would have had, just because, why are you being so fucking dramatic about it?
I would definitely side with a local, though. I definitely stand by that, because you should definitely listen to the local. Now, if this is like a racist thing, which I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never been to Canada, so I don't know.
No,
like,
I've
the
never been to
demographic
Canada
of
either.
Canada.
But there was a lot of people, like, when they were trying to narrow
A lot
down.
of French in
I think so. I think
Canada.
that's like
Right?
northern. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess that like it's not uncommon for like Sikh or Muslim drivers to like be the primary employees, I guess.
Okay.
That's what they were making it sound like
Yeah.
in the comments.
Interesting.
So yeah, but that's why people
Canadians?
were like,
Is this feedback from Canadians?
oh, it doesn't specifically say if they live in Canada on
Okay.
the comments or anything like that.
But they said that they had some knowledge of the taxi drivers in Canada.
Oh yeah, when people
Okay,
were
okay.
like, "Oh, okay, so if it's like this, or they're like, well, what company is it? What is the kind of car? Like, what are these things that
Yeah.
your issues are?"
And he wouldn't answer it.
No, every time that he went to answer, it was some roundabout shit like what he just said, and that's why everybody's like,
Makes it sound like a closet racist, no? Right?
I think maybe you just are, and you don't want to admit it
Why-
on the internet.
Why wouldn't you be honest about your list? That's interesting.
No, but that's why.
Very interesting.
That's definitely, because at first when I was reading it, I was like, why are you being so fucking dramatic? Just like get in the taxi and get to where you need to be, especially after you're traveling. You just want to
Okay,
get
so no,
home.
I that's where I draw the line. That's my line right there. I 1000% disagree with that, because we got into, when we came back from Germany.
That was different. That was actually having an interaction with them, not judging them based on what they fucking look like.
No, I know. Right. But what I'm saying is that there are, if I was a local to Denver and I like frequented? Whatever.
Yeah.
The Denver airport, right? And I got to know that company or those or whatever, right? I would pick up on that pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not fucking going, because that was a nightmare.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I definitely wouldn't just do that. I wouldn't just jump into a cab just because it was a long flight or whatever. If you are a local and you know what the good kind of taxi companies are and what the bad ones are, I would 100% avoid it. Now, if it's a race thing, which is fucked, by the way, if it is like you just look at a certain color and you're like, you know what? No, not at all.
That's the thing.
That's
is
the
that
problem.
That's what it seems like.
That's
is
the problem.
that from reading through the comments and people are trying to like get more information and get more understanding. If you can't give a clear yes or no to whether you are judging these people based on their race, then you're judging them based on their race.
And also, why not? So if it was a company, right? If OP were to answer the question, like, it's this company that I have never had a good interaction with, and that was the reason, I'm 100% on OP's side. But because he's being so he's
very wishy-washy.
About that question, that's what does it for me.
Yes.
That's not.
Yeah, because then in the post it says like, oh, I noticed that there was always a particular type of driver or car model or company. Okay, but then when people are asking you about it, you have nothing to say.
So when you say nothing to say, is that because he didn't respond, or his response was just like a fucking...
It's a roundabout. Either no response or a roundabout response.
And do you have one of those?
And that was the one example that I showed you. I mean, I can try and pull up another one. I have
you should
the link
real quick.
Here.
Let's
pause.
do it. Let's fucking do it. Not even pause.
Oh, well, give me a minute to read. Don't judge.
Let's fucking do it.
Hold on.
I'm very interested into what his response is.
Some of these, like, it's so hard to even figure out how to explain it because it just doesn't fucking make sense. Like, so one of them, someone's like, okay, info, what was the specific red flag? And then someone else responded and said, I think we all know OP doesn't like people of certain races. And then they responded saying, none of my criteria is race-based. Definitely in certain societies, scamming is normalized, and that is a factor that can apply to any race. Those are the type of answers that he's giving.
Interesting.
Yes.
So he said it's not about race, but then
when somebody asks if it is, yeah. And then
interesting.
There was another one where someone was like, how do you feel about like women then? And he was like, well, women normally don't fall into this. And like, again, it just, yes, it's a lot of it that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find another one. Oh,
people are getting very racially charged here, and it may be for a reason, maybe not, but just answer honestly.
That's the thing.
Just answer honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
And then, and someone was like, if your criteria is what I think it is, you could have been waiting at the airport for hours. And they said, I could potentially have waited like 20 minutes max in my experience.
Well, he said one just pulled up, but we don't know what the race was of that particular taxi.
I'm assuming it was a white man at this point.
We don't know that this couple's white, right?
Mm-hmm.
This could be the other way. We don't know. We're assuming.
Trying to find some other ones.
Okay.
But,
that's very interesting.
Yeah, just like everything, or that one where someone was like, okay, so then can you elaborate more on like what this criteria is? And then they just didn't respond.
If I had a criteria for something like this and somebody asked me about it, I would just post it.
Yeah.
And it would be done.
Exactly.
Unless there's some kind of closet racism happening here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, here. He said, women would be a green flag, but obviously, as most drivers are men, I do not avoid all of them. Again, just roundabout answers. No matter what. Anytime somebody asks about the list or his rules, the criteria, the red flags,
I usually don't give a shit about what people say on Reddit, because 9 times out of 10, and we've seen it, people just jump down people's throat. There's no compassion. The world is just black and white. Mm-hmm. This is the exception. This is 100% the exception to me, because I can see, per the comments, not the story itself, but the comments is what makes you an asshole.
Exactly.
Because you're just, a shovel. You are digging a fucking shovel.
So deep.
Like, just be honest.
Yeah. So, when I first read it, like I said, I was just like, you're just being really whiny about this. Like, and I see where I would be frustrated too as the girlfriend. Like, if I'm just trying to get home and you're like, no, let's just wait for the next one. I don't know. Let's wait for the next one. I'd be like, I'm getting in the next fucking cab. I'll see you when I see you. Like, I get stressed the fuck out enough about traveling. Yeah. Uh-huh. And if you're going to throw this bullshit criteria at me for a fucking taxi so I can get home.
Again, if it was a valid, I am with OP, if it's a valid criteria, as far as like, if there's one company that hires like nothing but shit employees, and you have a horrible, as a local, you have a horrible, or they have a horrible track record, whatever you want to call it, that's when I'd be like, okay, I'm going to stick with you, because you kind of know who's who around here. But if it's just, racially charged or whatever, like, now it's like, if there's fucking 10 taxis here and they're all, 10 different companies, but they're all brown or whatever, right, of color, and you're like, no. And then a white guy pulls up in one of those same companies, and you're like, oh, yeah, that one. I don't know. It sounds a little racist to me. And that's, my friend, that's what makes you an asshole.
Yes, I agree.
So, yeah, that's...
So I had a couple more comments that I had pulled. So one said, your refusal to post the list has me concerned that there are some racist and sexist rules in there. I'm all for avoiding a particular company and for avoiding certain vehicles. I'm also willing to accept anyone with those Bluetooth earpieces is a no-go. But if you're...
That's so true. That's so accurate. I love it. Okay.
But if you're profiling based on race or gender, then girlfriend has a point, and you shouldn't assume someone will do their job poorly for those reasons.
I 100% agree with that. That is the perfect comment.
Yes. And then the last one said, you're the asshole. We have this handy thing called a voice you can use to request the driver turn their music or call down or to take a certain route. Your method works for you, but your girlfriend clearly sees it as discriminatory, and your I told you so is incredibly off-putting as a romantic partner. If you're traveling with others, you need to compromise, and your girlfriend was willing to wait 5 minutes for a car to meet your approval before she just wanted to get home. I guarantee you she won't remember the unpleasantness of the cab ride, but she'll remember how you acted towards her.
Yeah, I mean...
And that was the end of it.
Huh. Again, it drastically changes it if it's a company thing. But again...
doesn't
when you get into the
seem that
comments,
way.
if you are so hesitant or you're so standoffish, I don't know what word you want to use for it, but you're so kind of,
you're very insistent on this criteria, but you're very hesitant to share it.
Yeah, you won't share it. That's sketchy to me.
Why is that?
That's sketchy to me.
What's number 1 on that list?
If I have,
what's number 2, 3, 4, and 5 on that list?
I don't know. Might just hate black people or something.
I think so.
I don't know.
They'll just say,
not white, not white, not
yep.
white, not white.
All of them.
Oh God, how awful that.
I don't know.
I
wasn't
really,
on OP's side in the beginning, but I'm definitely not after going through the comments.
I definitely was on OP's side because in my mind, like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's whatever. I don't know, but I don't jump to race. Very rarely do I. That like I don't know. I almost want to. I don't know. I almost want to believe that like that's not. You know what I mean? That's not the issue, right?
Sweet summer jazz.
Well, I know. But like for this, I thought it was like I go to something else. Not that I don't recognize that that's a problem, but it's because I see 1,000 things in front of that.
Yeah.
The company, the fucking earpiece comment, you know, shit like that. There's other things, you know what I mean, that are like red flags. That's what I went to.
Yeah,
like,
the
if
specific,
it's one company.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is like if it's a specific company, I do get that. Cause like I remember when we went to London, I think I had read that like it was like don't take the black taxis because they're so expensive. And when we got there, that was like the only one that was available.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, fuck it. I just want to get to the hotel.
Yeah.
Like we did end up paying an ass load of money for the taxi ride.
Too, yeah.
It was a long drive, but we got there. So whatever. But
yeah, because I was from the airport all the way to like downtown London, and we were in the taxi for like an hour and a half.
It was really a long drive. We paid so much money for that taxi drive.
But again, that was when when you read OP's side, OP's story. I didn't go to race. I didn't go to anything like that. I didn't go to the list. I went to it's a local for one, and two, it's probably like a company or something like that.
Yeah.
If it is racially charged or any other bullshit like that, then OP fucking lost me.
Yeah, I was just thinking of like if I've been traveling and we go to get in a taxi and you're hitting me with all these criteria, like I'm already frustrated because I just had to make my way through the airport.
Yeah, but if it's
don't make me stand here.
If it's a horrible ride, then I'd be like, I told you this was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, but I still think that OP was being very over dramatic in their explanation of the ride.
Especially if it is racially charged and you were a dick.
You were probably over traumatizing it, or like, oh my God, why didn't you turn here? I would have turned there, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
I don't fucking know.
Maybe,
yeah.
It's possible.
Either way, I think that you definitely came off as an asshole.
I think the comments make you absolutely, without a question, the fucking asshole.
I think, just because you are refusing to give any clarification
that's a red flag.
Several. Yeah.
Red flag. Why are you protecting that list, bro?
Right.
What's on the list? But it's not even a list. It's just one word across the whole page. White. Just white. That's his list.
Oh, damn.
Oh, goodness. That was a good one. Yeah. That was a good one. I'm so glad we dive into comments because that completely changed the story.
Yeah, I really tried to. But yeah, so that was our third. Wait, was that? Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, third story.
I don't know. That was my second Am I the Asshole story.
So this story is titled, Would I Be the Asshole If I Told the Woman at the Gym That She Moans When She Runs? Oh. All right, let's try to get through this one. Some context. 22-year-old female. I've been working out at my current gym for almost 5 years and have been employed there for 2.5 years. Okay. I have moved in rank pretty quickly here and have a somewhat managerial position. This woman, late 50s or early 60s, has been working out here probably longer than I have, but only visits in the summertime with her husband. She's a very nice person and a committed gym goer, but she runs on the treadmill for 30 to 40 minutes and moans the entire time. And when I say she moans, I promise I am not being dramatic. It legit sounds like someone is playing corn in here when she's running. I believe she has headphones in, but I'm not sure because she wears her hair down and has pretty long hair. I'm also not the only person who notices and who it bothers. I have had many people bring it up awkwardly, and even my boss has said something about it. Of course, no one wants to say anything because of how uncomfortable it is, but I legit can't take it. The sound makes me physically uncomfortable, and I have to walk away from my post just to feel okay. We're also a small family-owned gym, so the rules are pretty basic and aren't posted anywhere, but we definitely don't appreciate unnecessary noises. I don't know what to do because my boss doesn't seem to want to say anything, and obviously I don't either, but I'm at my breaking point. Hearing the sound makes me want to die, and I can't express that enough. Should I say something, and has anyone else experienced something similar? So again, would I be the asshole if I told the woman at the gym that she moans when she runs? And I also have an edit when done with comments. So what you got?
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
30 to 40 minutes.
Oh, girl. How do you
this isn't
not
a quick sprint.
know?
She's out there getting it for
How
30,
do you
40
not
minutes.
know? Oh, boy. Yeah.
And it sounds like,
Yeah.
from what OP says, it sounds like the husband is there.
Maybe he likes it. Ew, maybe it's their king.
What if they both have headphones in?
Ew. What
they
if
don't
they're
know?
doing it together? Ugh. Yeah, nah, you gotta tell her. You gotta let her know. I mean,
How?
I think she knows already, but yeah, I would definitely just be like, hello. Excuse me.
What if she doesn't have
we
headphones?
can all hear you.
People can see you.
Yeah. Stop it.
What if she goes to talk to her and she doesn't have headphones in?
Could you imagine if you're like, and she's just like,
yeah. What do you even say? You just stand there.
you just go, oh.
Oh. So
you can hear.
So you know.
So you know. Do you know why I stopped you today, ma'am?
Oh. You're giving my boss a boner. Can you stop?
Yeah! Maybe that's what you...
Oh, God.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you approach it?
Oh, my God. Just like that. Do my little room.
Yeah.
Hi. Everybody's here.
It
Got a
makes
full
it-
gym.
It makes it so much worse that this is a family gym.
Are there
family-owned
children
gym.
present?
I don't know. It's a family-owned gym.
All the more reason to be like,
probably.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that literally is how I would say it, like, we can hear you. Please, for the love of God, stop.
And she's probably been doing this for a while because she's been going to this gym for 5 years. She's been
Yeah.
employed there for 2.5.
Are you the only woman that's employed at this gym? Is that why they waited to tell you?
And she said that this woman, the runner, the moaner, maybe that's what we should call it at the end of the episode, the moaner. Mona the moaner.
I was gonna say, should we name it like Mona Treadmill?
Oh God. So
anyway.
so she's been going to this gym for 5 years, been employed for 2.5, right? And she says that she's probably been going here longer than I have. So that's more than 5 years.
Yeah.
And she goes there every summer. That's a lot of
That's a lot of moaning.
that's a lot of corn.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Does your attendance drop in the summer?
I don't know. Maybe it increases.
Does it increase? If it increases, maybe don't say anything. I don't know.
Bunch of old dudes flock to that gym during the summer. They're not even working out.
We're here to see Mona. Yeah, no, you have to. Somebody has to say something.
Somebody should have already said something.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it should have been done so long ago. But now it absolutely needs to be said, especially if you are the only woman on the team, which I find unlikely. But if you are the only woman on the team, then yes, you absolutely should say something, because it'll be a much softer blow coming from you and significantly less creepy than it would coming from a man.
That's very true. She doesn't, or they don't shed light on if they're.
No, I'm just saying, if you are not the only woman, maybe find someone who's closer to her age and maybe it won't be so awkward. I don't know, but you gotta, somebody needs to say something.
Long ago, 5 years ago.
I would stop going to a gym for that.
5 fucking summers ago.
If I have to listen to someone moan while I'm at the gym, I'm not going. No.
Grunters already like severe, like crazy grunters kind of thing.
So annoying.
That, like, just fucking loud. You know what I mean? Like, you're obviously gonna make noise while you're working out. I completely acknowledge that. But like, you don't need to like.
I don't need to hear every thrust or like whatever.
Yeah,
I don't need to hear all your pumps.
Yeah, this doesn't need to be 30 to 40 minutes.
That's so long.
Just constant. What if it's every step?
I'm trying to imagine.
Good thing we don't have audio.
No, I was gonna impersonate it for a second, but I don't want to make everybody uncomfortable.
So what's your verdict? Would I be the asshole if I told the woman at the gym that she moans when she runs?
No, you would be the asshole if you didn't. You need to tell her.
Because what if she doesn't
Write her a fucking note. I don't care.
Oh, God. So I have comments, and then we have an edit.
Oh, okay.
And the edit's actually really fucking funny.
Oh, God.
So the overall verdict was not the asshole. Go up to her mid-moan and ask her if she's okay. When she asks why you're asking, tell her she was making odd noises that sounded like she was in distress. Oh. She can't be mad at you if you look like you're coming from a place of concern. This is valid.
Yeah.
Next one is not the asshole. Since many other people have complained about it, I think you're within your right to say something to her. She's probably unaware, and even if she's not, everyone has a responsibility to keep communal spaces like gyms relatively quiet, so as not to bother other people. I do think you need to clear it with your boss first, though, so that if she complains to someone about it, you won't get in trouble.
Yes.
The last one is, does her husband not notice? If he doesn't hear it because of headphones, flag him down while she's mid-symphony and ask him some mundane question about their membership details.
That's actually not a bad idea. That's actually a really good idea, because then he'll be like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Mona? Oh, God. If he doesn't know, though, and that's what's happening, could you imagine the fucking look of terror on his face? He'd probably rip her off that fucking treadmill.
I would hope
But also, it doesn't make sense because they've been doing this for 5 summers.
I know. How do you not know? That's what I'm saying. How do either of you not know?
Exactly. Now this, before I read the comments, let me open this up real quick. This has 2,300 upvotes and 271 comments. So it got a lot of traction. Hold on. Yeah. And then, I mean, shit, the first comment has almost 10,000 upvotes.
Wow.
So this hit the ground running. Like, it got popular. Yeah. So I go into the edit. I did not expect this post to get so much traction. This was my first time posting on Reddit, and this was low-key way too much. LOL. I appreciate all the well-thought-out advice and honest feedback. I most likely won't say anything to her directly, but will inform my boss about how much of an issue it really is and ask him to finally handle it. To those saying to use headphones, I'm at work and have to be able to hear the phone calls or knocks on the door. I'll also make sure we get rules posted somewhere so that this can be taken care of better in the future. To all those who made weird or rude comments, please touch grass and socialize with real people. Laugh my ass off. Thank you, Reddit, for what you do, but I'm never posting again.
That's fair.
I thought that was a good way to end. So that was our last story.
All right, so now that we've gone through all of the stories for our biggest asshole vote, we've got the Backyard Bandit. And I mean, wasn't fully Am I the Asshole, but we're going to include it anyway. The Underinsured Motorist.
Yep.
And then the third story was the Passenger Princess. And then the last story was Moaning Mona. Oh, honey.
The Backyard Bandit was what again? What was
that? Was the neighbor that kept coming into the backyard.
Oh, that's right. Okay. No.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, I think it's between 3 and 4. Passenger Princess and Moaning Mona. But I think if Moaning Mona is unaware, not really asshole territory.
I don't know how
you need to be more aware of your surroundings, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I think the possible racist.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I think the Passenger Princess is the biggest asshole of this episode.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and Mona, if you happen to see this, what kind of headphones you got, girl? Those must be some super noise canceling.
Some say she's still moaning.
Oh. Wait, everybody stop. We can hear her. Okay, so.
How awful.
Yeah, that's so uncomfortable. I'm going to impersonate that in a moment.
There you go.
Just to get it out of my system. I just need to not be in front of a microphone for a moment.
Moaning Mona. That's so funny. But definitely.
How do you even...
Probably
I'm trying to imagine running and moaning at the same. I'm just trying to breathe. I can't.
Probably the exhaling.
You know what I mean? Even know.
Probably like
it
that,
doesn't
but
feel
like
right.
Yeah, but
how
like
do you
exactly.
How do you not know? I feel.
I wonder if I don't know.
I think she knows.
There's got to be like noise canceling headphones or something where like
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think you know something, Mona.
What?
I think you're doing it on purpose.
Moaning Mona is trying to find a new husband.
Oh, she might be. That's her mating call. All right. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've voted, it's your guys' turn. So take it to the comments and let us know who you think the biggest asshole of this episode was. Do you have anything else that you... I don't know if I want to ask.
You should definitely include Moaning Mona in a short. I think that one's gonna perform.
I mean, they all are, so
that's true.
Just wait for it, I guess.
Oh God, it's too funny.
All right, well, that was a good end.
Yeah,
that
was a good episode
to end on. I feel like my stomach hurts a little bit from laughing. All right, well, that's all I've got for this episode. So again, if you'd like to submit your own story to be read on an episode, please email them to therantingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can submit them to our subreddit. And then, of course, let us know if you want to be anonymous, or we can shout your name from the rooftops, whatever you prefer. Absolutely. So, as always, if you're enjoying listening to the podcast, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And aside from our full episodes available on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, and Apple, you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and now Reddit also, all under The Ranting Podcast. Boom. So find us and come hang out. Yeah. But I'm ready to go eat. Okay. So while we do that, why don't all the rest of you keep ranting and come tell us about it? Okay, bye! Bye.